Around the world, there are places that time just seemed to have forgotten, for one reason or another. History has a way of turning once bustling cities to sheer ghost towns, where you would never have guessed. So, in today's video, we're going to explore the most unsettling and eerie cities around the world. From the desolation of war-torn Oradour-sur-Glane to the remnants of Pyramiden's abandoned Soviet town. Each place has its own spooky story of why people left. We'll dive into these cities, discovering the reasons behind their ghostly abandonment and unveiling the somber and unsettling vibes they hold. Before we get started, let me know if you personally visited these places and what you thought of them. Perhaps even let me know if there's anything we've missed. I'm interested in seeing which ones you've got in mind. Okay, so the first place on our list is Pripyat. This town, close to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, went through a seriously spooky time after a huge nuclear disaster in 1986. People used to live their lives here. You know, going to school, hanging out at the amusement parks, living in their homes. But then everything changed in a flash. There was a big explosion at the power plant, and the entire city had to clear out in a rush, leaving all their stuff behind. Can you imagine? The city ended up stuck in a kind of time freeze, with empty schools, worn-down parks, and houses that no one calls home anymore. It's like peeking into a different time. What makes it even more eerie is that there's no one around. You've got this constant reminder of the radiation going on. There's even this whole carnival that was planned before the disaster happened, and now it's covered in plants, just standing there, a symbol of the aftermath. And the buildings, they're falling apart, but they still speak volumes about what happened. It's this surreal, ghostly feeling, a reminder of the huge nuclear mess, making Pripyat look like a city that time sort of forgot. Okigahara, located near the majestic Mount Fuji in Japan, is this forest that's both enchanting and deeply unsettling. You see, it's this beautiful green place, but it has a really dark side that's earned it the nickname Suicide Forest. This reputation came about because, sadly, it's been a site of numerous suicides, giving the whole area this tragic and unsettling vibe. What's creepy about it is how eerily quiet and lifeless it feels. There's this strange absence of the usual forest sounds and wildlife, which just adds to this overwhelming sense of being in a really heavy, suffocating space. With a thick canopy blocking out much of the sunlight, it feels like a place that's isolated and gloomy, intensifying the overall eerie and somber feeling you get when you're there. And then there are stories floating around about paranormal stuff happening, which just adds to the spine-chilling aura of the place. Centralia, a former thriving mining town in Pennsylvania, underwent a drastic transformation into an eerily abandoned landscape due to an ongoing underground coal mine fire that originated in 1962 and persists to this day. The evacuation of the town was necessitated by the hazardous levels of toxic gases. What remains is a haunting visual of cracked roads and the peculiar sight of smoke billowing up through vents in the ground, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. The desolate streets, crumbling structures, and uninhabited houses cloaked in a perpetual haze depict a striking image of a town left to decay because of the unstoppable subterranean fire. This ongoing smoldering under the surface has essentially hollowed out the once thriving community, leaving behind an eerie and desolate landscape, a stark reminder of both the town's history and the ongoing consequences of the fire that still burns below. Hashima Island, often known as Gokinjima, nestled off the coast of Nagasaki, was once a thriving coal mining facility during the early 20th century. However, the abrupt abandonment of the island in the 1970s left behind a haunting, decaying concrete metropolis. Within this desolate environment, the remnants of apartment buildings in a state of decay, collapsing walls, and shattered windows collectively contribute to an eerie and dystopian atmosphere. The dilapidated structures evoke a poignant image of a place trapped in time. The now empty passageways and vestiges of a once bustling community stand overgrown and weathered by the relentless passage of time. The island's deserted remnants paint a haunting picture of a forgotten era, serving as a testament to the island's history and the unforeseen departure that led to its current state of ghostly abandonment. Oradour-sur-Glane, located in France, bears the tragic legacy of a horrendous event during World War II. In June 1944, German soldiers committed a heinous massacre, resulting in the deaths of 642 villagers and the complete devastation of the town. As a solemn tribute to the atrocity, the village stands today exactly as it did after the terrible incident. The shattered buildings, burnt-out vehicles, and the remains of homes have been preserved, frozen in a chilling representation of that dark period in history. Walking through the eerily quiet streets of Oradour-sur-Glane is a haunting experience. The preserved village echoes the sorrow and horror of the past, maintaining an atmosphere steeped in the tragedy that unfolded. The desolate quietness and the silent traces of everyday life left undisturbed vividly portray the town's dramatic history, serving as a poignant reminder of the atrocities committed during that fateful time. Varosha, a former luxurious resort town on the Cyprus coastline, faced abandonment following the Turkish invasion of 1974. A once thriving urban hub filled with opulent hotels, bustling shops, and vibrant restaurants now lies in a state of surreal stagnation. Enclosed behind barricades and left to the elements, Varosha remains as it was left in the 1970s, its decay evident through dilapidated and desolate buildings. The haunting stillness of Varosha stands in stark contrast to its lively past, leaving an almost ghostly impression upon its visitors. Walking through its empty streets and observing the frozen-in-time structures presents a vivid narrative of what was once a vibrant city. The forsaken landscape and the disheveled, abandoned cityscape serve as a profound reminder of the tragic historical events that led to its forsaken state. The forsaken landscape and the disheveled, abandoned cityscape serve as a profound reminder of the tragic historical events that led to its forsaken state, encapsulating a compelling tale of a place caught in a standstill, echoing the abrupt transformation from opulence to abandonment. Pyramiden, a former Soviet coal mining settlement nestled within the Arctic realm of Svalbard, encountered abandonment in the late 1990s. The town's skeletal structures and frigid, unpopulated surroundings contribute to its ghostly allure. As a testament to its past Soviet glory, the remnants of decaying Soviet-style buildings and desolate streets reflect a time of prosperity. The echoing silence within the deserted town, set against the backdrop of the desolate polar landscape, creates an unsettling and haunting atmosphere. The town's remote Arctic location and the stark contrast between its past prosperity and the current desolation contribute to the eerie ambiance of Pyramiden. The frozen landscapes and abandoned Soviet-style apartments paint a poignant picture, hinting at a former thriving community now veiled in an enigmatic and chilling silence. The intriguing history, alongside the desolation and isolation amidst the Arctic setting, encapsulates an aura of mystique, forming a striking narrative of a once prosperous Soviet-era town left suspended in time and solitude. Kolmenskop, an abandoned diamond mining town in the Namib Desert, is an intriguing relic from the early 20th century diamond rush. The desert has, over time, encroached upon the town, burying structures and homes under cascades of sand, casting an eerie image of a former bustling settlement. The abandoned houses, now captured by drifting sands, portray a compelling contrast of desolation against the once lively urban setting. The half-submerged buildings, interspersed with dilapidated rooms, reveal a haunting fusion of human abandonment and the relentless conquest of nature, creating an enigmatic, otherworldly scene. The slow, persistent drift of the Namib Desert sands over Kolmenskop has left a chilling and surreal impression on the abandoned town. The ghostly remnants of the once prosperous buildings, gradually being overtaken by the relentless advance of the desert, establish a powerful juxtaposition. The encroachment of the desert's relentless waves onto the dilapidated structures serves as a poignant reminder of human absence, depicting a haunting and ever-evolving interplay between the transience of civilization and the unstoppable force of nature. Nestled at the heart of an island where nature's raw power was unleashed, Plymouth, the former capital of Montserrat, now stands silently amidst the remnants of an unimaginable natural disaster. In the shadow of the Soufriere Hills volcano's eruption in 1995, volcanic ash blanketed the town, engulfing buildings and streets. Overgrown by foliage that grew from the cracks in the volcanic remnants, this eerie ghost town is a chilling testament to the devastating force of Mother Nature. The abandoned structures, partially consumed by the volcanic debris, serve as haunting monuments to the city's tragic fate. The lifeless streets, lined with the remains of buildings buried under ashen layers, paint a picture of desolation, underscoring the destructive magnitude of the eruption and its paralyzing effect on this once thriving community. This scene of desolation, where the natural world forcefully imposed its will, presents an unsettling and ghostly narrative. The site of Plymouth is a poignant reminder of the volcanic eruption's impact, symbolized by the silent, ash-covered buildings and the eerie quietude that has blanketed the once vibrant city. The ghostly remnants of the streets, once filled with life and vigor, now lie frozen in a state of poignant emptiness, as the town's former life remains veiled under layers of destruction, telling the tragic story of the natural calamity that befell Plymouth. Finally, we are at the top of our list. But before I reveal the creepiest city on Earth, I ask you to like this video if you've gotten any value out of it, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Bodie, situated in California, now stands as a testament to the fascinating yet turbulent era of the 19th century gold rush. This preserved state park captures the essence of a bygone era, with dilapidated buildings, rusty artifacts, and empty streets that echo a vibrant history. The town, carefully maintained in a state of arrested decay, retains the ghostly remnants of its former vitality, preserving a haunting yet captivating atmosphere. This frozen-in-time sensation paints a vivid picture of a once thriving community, evoking an eerie yet compelling ambience that draws visitors to explore its preserved buildings, brimming with historical artifacts dating back over a century. Bodie's frozen landscape of decay conveys the essence of a vibrant town frozen in time, serving as a unique historical gem for visitors. The desolate yet preserved structures offer an authentic glimpse into the past, housing remnants of everyday life from a bygone era. The aura of eerie stillness, coupled with the relics of the town's former existence, creates a time capsule that preserves the essence of the Gold Rush era, making Bodie a one-of-a-kind destination for history enthusiasts and anyone seeking an immersive experience of the past.